Welcome to the White Sox REKAP Podcast. I am Ryan McGuffey. A lot has changed for the White Sox over the past week, and a lot has remained the same, and we're going to talk about it here on this edition of the podcast. Noah Schultz is up as a member of the White Sox and made his debut on Tuesday night against the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going to discuss not only the debut, but what it means for the White Sox going forward. And then we're going to talk about that offense, or lack thereof. Because, folks, there's no Noah Schultz waiting in the wings to take over in center field or either of the corners. And you may say, wait, what about Braden Montgomery? But he's not walking through that door anytime soon. How can the White Sox offense turn things around? Noah Schultz, the White Sox offense, a surprise or two along the way. Brian Anderson, Jonathan Hood, and myself, Ryan McGuffey, with you on this edition of the White Sox REKAP Podcast, and it starts right now. All right, what's up? It's Jonathan Hood. It's Brian Anderson and Guff here, and I'm wearing, look, I'm the old sailor you. Get the Gilligan's Island version. Get the skipper of this podcast hat on. I had to offset your week 2 of the John Robinson corduroy special there, Hoodie. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we have to make it seem like it's a new podcast, so you can't be wearing the same stuff.
Man, this ain't
wardrobe change.
Listen, Hoodie, this hat slaps. It's not my fault. You Chicago Bears got smoked by the Rams, okay? What do you want me to do about that, man?
When they were wearing that hat, the Bears had shut out the L.A. Rams in the NFC title game the last time I checked.
Okay, well, you know, what are you going to do? Listen,
if you want to start throwing curveballs and talk other sports in Chicago, we will win this.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, this hat slaps, man. It's from 1991. You can't find it anywhere. So it's my most prized possession right now.
I'm not sure I could say this hat slaps, but it was a White Sox giveaway. We have a whole box of goodies to give away to all of you listeners here. Not today, but on upcoming episodes. I mean, you name a bobblehead, folks, we have it in here.
Hey man, I think you look good, especially with the rain we've been getting. I think that hat works there, Skipper. I think that's great.
I'll tell you what, man, we must be good friends because I am up your ass right now.
For those who are listening at home and you don't have the visual, now you do. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. And I'm wearing an LA White Sox shirt. That's a Negro League shirt from the 1950s. See how easy that was for me to get off the tongue. I'm not even suspended, and I said Negro League. It was great.
Oh no, here
it's Buck O'Neil special, man.
This is you.
How about that?
We need to get you the LA version of the White Sox Negro League team.
Hey, let's have it. Let's do it. You know what? One of the things that I kept. We had the Negro League, the interleague game we played in Cincinnati, and they're like, "Hey, turn your jersey in and sign it." Yeah, I was like, "I'll get right on that." I just threw it in my bag and kept it. Yeah, freaking sweet.
Yeah,
man.
how come? Like that's the funny thing about baseball is like all this stuff's going to the Hall of Fame. You're like, cool. Let me give you yesterday's cleats.
Yeah, no, I'm like, why would I not? Like that thing, I mean, that jersey to me is so cool. And I'm like, it's one of those ones you can put on one of the mannequins and it looks sweet. So I'll get that over to the REKAP studio here.
All right, good. Transitioning to Noah Schultz, who made his Major League debut. Yeah.
Good job. Hold on. I got to say this real quick. You got to hear this real quick, Hoodie. Local product, Bennett High School, Bennett Academy, whatever the private school is. Mark Iozzo, friends with his dad. Mark Iozzo, first college win last night, came in 10th inning, tied 3-3 at Purdue. He goes to Miami of Ohio, 6 up, 6 down, shoved, throwing 90-92, getting on everybody's radar. JJ Lawley's probably already all over him, man, you know. So, but listen, big shout out to Mark Iozzo, first D1 college win yesterday.
And then Hoodie called Craig Counsell's kids game when he was calling UIC yesterday. So just a local product extraordinaire. Speaking of local products, Noah Schultz, the pride of Oswego. I think he had 500 plus at the game on Tuesday for his Major League debut. It's like, dude, talk about not silencing the noise. I want to break this into 2 different parts, guys. Let's first just talk about the debut itself. There were some things that were great, right? Like when he got control post first inning, it was very clear that Noah Schultz was overamped for his Major League debut. Why wouldn't he be? He's doing it for a team that he grew up rooting for in his own backyard. 6'11", got in trouble with some walks, tried to make a play on a bunt and threw it away at home plate. He probably should have just gone to first. Easy for all of us to say. Settled down, got through 4 1/3, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. We're going to talk about the White Sox offense later, but what was your just initial impressions of Noah Schultz?
Well, first off, when he threw it away at home, like, why would you not at 6'10" just go and hand it to the catcher? It's a lot easier. But I think about when I first got drafted, it was just so happy. We were playing. The White Sox were playing against the Dodgers interleague, and they flew me out, and I got to take batting practice at that was my favorite team growing up. My dad's, Lakers, Dodgers, Rams, man, and so I was taking batting practice, freaking out. I'm taking batting practice where I used to try to get home run balls in left field during BP. So I was so amped just doing that with Billy Koch and Bartolo's there and Frank. I'm wearing Frank's clothes. I'm swimming in them, and I know how amped I was. I can only imagine pitching my major league debut at home. And again, like you said, that first inning it kind of set the tone. It was not a great start, but you could definitely see what's there and what's to come.
Hoodie, what was your impression of seeing Noah Schultz through 4 1/3?
Well, indeed, it was 500 people out there for Noah Schultz, and apparently they were all interviewed at one point. How about a toss to Schiffin and Stoney? Can we get to those guys? They were on the mic on camera for 10 minutes. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you just interview the dad. That's good enough. Not the whole family. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
But Noah Schultz, though, it's what you expected, right? There's going to be some nerves there. And the thing is with Noah Schultz, the reason why I was going around the station at ESPN Chicago saying, happy Noah Schultz Day for those who celebrate, it wasn't about the numbers, BA. It's just about the young man coming up to the big leagues.
Yeah.
And he could have been shelled. He could have been excellent. Either way, it's just good to see him out there. I think that's one of the things the Sox should have done is take away the DH and let him hit, because maybe that could have helped the White Sox score more runs. No DH, just let him pitch and hit. But, for what I saw, the 4 strikeouts, there's electric stuff there. I want to tap into that a little bit more so, because to me, the way that he was striking out hitters, it's like, okay, there's some stuff there. There's some nasty on the corners that I really liked. And so that's just a glimpse of what we can get from Schultz, hopefully, moving forward.
I think that's really well said, because I think it really was about the kid, no matter what happened on Tuesday. But it was good to see him seeing him struggle in the first inning. It's like we've seen every White Sox prospect come through here with all the hype and then get over it.
Sorry, guys.
It's like, he hasn't topped out at 99.8 all year. No shit. It's his, it's his first.
He's
pitch.
Geeked up. You start talking about that body, that length, that velocity, and then, hey guys, guess what? All your high school friends and your parents are here. It's adding 2 or 3 miles an hour for sure.
Yeah, I heard an incredible stat from Connor McKnight on ESPN 1000. Shameless plug, from Connor, and they were going through his minor league numbers. He had thrown his slider 20 times at AAA Charlotte this year. You know how much contact was made on the 20 sliders?
I'm guessing 0.
Literally did not touch a bat. And I saw that slider when it was really playing in that third inning, when he almost struck out the side in the third inning. He had a couple guys on their heels. You could see when this kid gets in a rhythm and starts to be part of a big league, that thing is going to be nasty. And the fact that he put on bulk, that did not look – I thought he just looked like he belonged on the major league mound. And I'd seen Noah Schultz several times in the past, but that weight that he carries now, he looks like he belongs at the major league level. I don't know how it's going to transpire. He may have a 5.80 ERA, but the thing is, as we transition here to what this means for the White Sox, what I love about it, Hoodie, is we were sitting here last week talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, not knowing. We were projecting, throwing darts, going, hey, when's this guy coming up? When's this guy coming up? Last year, Chris Getz did something that the front office before him did not do, and he brought guys up as they were ready. We saw Chase Madroth and Edgar Carroll. They were ready to go in April. Boom, they were up. We had guys up in May. We had guys up in June. What I love about the Noah Schultz thing is that they said, we've seen enough in what he's done. And we talked about this last week, BA, with the innings. Why let him go throw another 5-6 innings at AAA if you like what he's doing really well? Come up here and do it here. You already have a spot in your rotation as Shane Smith tries to figure it out down there. So what this means going forward, Hoodie, is that Chris Getz is continuing the carryover in 2026 that he showed in 2025?
All of this is about hope when it comes to the White Sox. And I know that, look, we're Sox fans. We want this team to be able to get over the threshold, be over 500, be a contender. But all this has to stem from being able to have young players that are used to the grind of a Major League Baseball season. And Schultz is going to be part of that. And so when I saw him out there, it's like, okay, no matter what happens, I'm just happy to see the young man realize his dream. And now you're hoping that this is Sale, this is Crochet, this is anybody that's dominant on the left side that could be able to be a cornerstone for the franchise. So that's all I look at, because I know what the season is. So now this is about development, getting the habits, accentuating the positives and hide the negatives, getting rid of the bad habits, and being the type of player that Venable wants and what the White Sox need. And so that's all it is for me. It's not about numbers. It's just about development. And so from the glimpse I saw of Schultz when he was striking out guys, I go, yep. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
and
it.
You know what?
I love it.
Walks have never been a pitcher's best friend, but it's good that it happened early. It's good that it happened in his first game. It lets you know real quick runs matter in the big leagues, and if you walk guys, you're going to pay the price. It doesn't matter how nasty you are. There's going to be a good, a veteran hitter that's going to guess right, even on the slider. They're going to guess right on that 97. And if you walk the first two hitters, or if you walk a leadoff hitter, he hits a double, you're down 1-0, right? So I think a guy like Noah Schultz, if he goes in with the mentality of attacking the strike zone and saying, I'm going to make them get 3 hits in order to score a run, as opposed to walking a guy, a guy maybe hitting a deep sack fly or advancing the runner a bunt, and now you only have to give up a hit and you give up a run. So I think if he focuses on, I'm going to make them hit me to give up runs, he's going to be fine.
We talked about last week about the bullpen doing too much. Well, things have changed. The White Sox pitching staff. Yeah. Our friend Chuck Garfine here with a tweet yesterday I wanted to bring up on the podcast. MLB ERA leader since April 3rd. The White Sox, now this is prior to last night or Tuesday night. The White Sox have a 1.29 since April 3rd. Pirates have a 1.21. The Pirates have a 2.29.
What are the White Sox? What's their ERA?
1.21 since April 3rd.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? That means they must score 1.22 runs a game to win.
After the Royal Series, they would know. Yeah.
So perfect. I mean, here we are. It's really bad offensively for the White Sox. And we were talking off camera before we came on. You're like, unless these 3 guys do this every night, Montgomery, Murakami, and Maedroth, they're really in a bad spot. I'll flip it and say that entire outfield is just horrific. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, it's not an indictment on the individual players. These are the guys on the White Sox roster. Austin Hayes is out with an injury. Kyle Teal, we talked about. And when in another note from Chris Getz is that he'll head out on a rehab assignment soon, which is huge because he is their best player. I know he's not their outfielder, but
easy McGuffey.
He's their best player.
Easy Guff. I know, but
Kyle Teal's the best player.
He's already jocking him. Hasn't even played this year.
Edgar Carroll was your breakout player this year.
I know. Easy now.
So BA, I'm gonna start with you. You're the big leaguer. Like how this? I looked this up before we came on. The White Sox the last 15 days have an OPS of 549.
That's
as awful. A team, not like an outfit. As a team, they're hitting they have an OPS of 549. I know batting average isn't the same as it used to be. I'm gonna read you some batting averages in a second, but how does this get fixed? We're 17 games in. Like, I'm okay to say, like, hang on, let's look at the back of the baseball cards. But a lot of these guys don't have baseball cards.
Yeah. I looked at a few things. You get like Murakami, you look at Colson, that combined got 8 homers between the two. You can live with that. You can live with a slow start with the power. But, Hoodie, we were talking off camera and I said, you look at the core guys, look at Maedroth, Murakami, Montgomery, and let's just say we'll add a Caro in there right now just because Teal's not there. If between those 4 hitters, in any given day, you get 15 plate appearances. It's got to be 4 for 15 between those on a bad day. It can't be 2 for 15 between your core group of guys that aren't hitting for power. I mean, it's got to be 4 or 5, 6 hits in between those 4 guys every game. And if it's not, then we're in deep trouble because the power is not going to be there. And you can't rely on the inexperienced outfield right now. There's just not enough juice in the tank. And lastly, the last thing we talked about off camera, and I'm not big. Hey, I'm trying to work on self-deprecation, right? I don't want to sit there and bash myself. I made it to the big leagues. I won a World Series. 08, I think I had a pretty darn good year off the bench, but I'll be crystal clear, and I say this with the utmost with being as humble as I can. If I could bat 2 through 6 hole on your team, you are not where you need to be offensively. Like if I'm batting 7 hole for your team, like, okay, that's probably good because you got a core group of guys. I'm going to hit some doubles, maybe run into a couple balls. But my God, like I look at this, I'm like, guys, like 230 with 1 and 4. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, let's go.
Yeah, but we knew some of this coming into the season, guys. Some of this we can't be surprised at, especially the outfield. It is the worst outfield of my White Sox fandom.
That's too.
It's not even close, though. Like, there's always one gem, right? Even on bad teams, there was always one guy, right? Just like, hey, he's very good outfielder, or he'll give you a little pop. I'm talking about collectively. Collectively, there's always someone that could be able to come through. But not with this team. But we knew that was going to be the case, though. So it can't be a surprise here, in April. So it's what BA's talked about. Someone in the middle of that lineup, or at least 1 through 5, has to be able to come through. You know, and listen, if the Sox have to be a National League team from 1989 and got to bunt guys over, then just do it. If you want to be Ned Yost's, Kansas City Royals, bunt your way to wins, whatever it takes. But you've got to be able to do something positive offensively, because here's something I never thought we'd say. The White Sox offense is spoiling the good starting pitching.
I know.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, like, think about what we just said. Like, if recently their pitching staff, if they're at a 1-2-2 clip as a staff or whatever, it's like, guys, can we just toss in 3 runs a game? I mean, that's 3 runs on 7 hits with maybe an error or maybe a sac fly, 2-3 walks. But again, Hoodie, like the core group of guys are going like 2 for 14 with 2 walks. Like, that's not good. An on-base percentage of 300, like between your guys that are just on-base guys, like you're supposed to have bat-to-ball skills. Like Carroll, Mydroth, they got to set the tone here. They got to be up near the upper 2s if they're not going to hit for power.
All right, so here's batting averages. I'm going to read you some of these batting, and I know, like, we understand metrics, folks. We're not going to focus too much on batting average, but I'm sorry, at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
Batting
like,
average,
fuck the metrics.
Batting average does play in to success as well. Here's where we are. Chase Mydroth, 203. Colson Montgomery, 186. Luis Angel Acuna, 180. Andrew Benintendi, 175. Munetaka Murakami, 167. Miguel Vargas, 167. Edgar Carroll, 146. I've never seen that many starters on any White Sox team in my life walk up every day and have to look at that look at their numbers on the big screen. And I know things can change with a couple of hits because it's still early in the season. But guys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's your core group.
That's 7 players.
That's your core group.
5 to 6 which start every night.
That's nuts, man. I mean, it's got to be low 2s to mid 2s. And we remember, Hoodie, when we talked about like Colson, or what are you looking for as far as like, is he going to ascend or is he going to improve? I think that this is where he's at right now. This is that month where, hey, snuck in 3 homers, but you're like, dude, hey, it's not easy. It's tough to hit in April in Chicago. It's just notoriously people get off to slow starts in cold weather, and you're not in Tampa and you're not in California. So I hope he can use this time to say, hey, like, this ain't it. This is the worst month I have, and then you just keep ascending every month.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's an angle. Well, first of all, number one, did you hear when Guff the gem that Guff just gave us earlier? He says the White Sox have players that don't have baseball cards. That should be trademarked. Just think about what he just said there. Guys that you would never take on your fantasy team, guys that would be on the bottom of a roster, that's on this White Sox team getting meaningful at-bats every day. Guys that don't have baseball cards. That says a lot. That's number one.
That's crazy.
Number two, B, I need your help when it comes to launch angle and trying to get the ball in the air and all those kind of things. If you're struggling, wouldn't you rather have line drives or put the ball on the ground than to try to swing out of your ass to try to launch it out? I mean, what's the philosophy there?
Well, listen, if you're Murakami, I don't want Murakami trying to hit hard grounders, nor Colson. But if you're Edgar Carroll, you're Chase Mydroth, you're Acuna, I want, if you're not going to go deep in a count, if you're taking a swing on the first 2 pitches of an at-bat, it's got to be your best swing, bat to ball, trying to backspin something to the middle of the field, low line drives. I mean, My God, you know what scared the shit out of me? I remember when Mydroth led off the season, hit a homer. In my head, I go, "Oh no," because like he's got a taste of it now. And guess what? You're like, I do have power, and it's sometimes the best thing that can happen. Get off to a hot start, but it could be catastrophic because you're like, that's our bat to ball. Like Edgar Carroll and Chase Mydroth every year should be 270 with 8 and 35 to 40, and that's okay. But you gotta be able to pepper. You got to be able to spray the field. Chase Mydroth should be a right-handed Ozzie Guillen. Just slap the ball everywhere and hit 270 and play exceptional defense. That's okay.
So I said there's like nobody. You got something, Hoodie?
No, I'm just going to ask you, Guff, the same question, because to me, if you can't get it in the air and you can't get out of the ballpark and you're scuffling, I would rather for you to just keep the line moving. The Sox lineup is a lineup that keeps the line moving. There's some pop here or there, but when you struggle, I'd rather for you to be able to hit the opposite way. I'd rather for you to be able to get singles and doubles, steal bases, do the little things, especially if you don't have power throughout the lineup. Would you rather see that? Because, I mean, a lot of guys swing out of their ass, just trying to get a 4-run, a grand slam with the bases empty, which you don't need all the time.
I go back to that soundbite we heard about a month ago. We played from Colson Montgomery, who said, I realized at times last year I could struggle, but move a guy over. I could have a productive out. Like that soundbite from him stands out. Like I keep that filed because if we can apply that thinking from one guy, because here's what I'm worried about. And BA, since you were a first round pick coming to a team with World Series, coming off of a World Series and with World Series aspirations after that. How do you not wear that every night? What I'm concerned about with the Colson Montgomerys, even the Teals who we haven't seen yet, some of these young guys that make up the core, is someone says, we're struggling. I got to do something tonight. I have to do this. They're coming to the park now saying, I have to, rather than saying, just keep the process going. Just keep your at-bats going. And they're going, tonight's the night I got to do something.
I remember in 2005, I think we were facing at Seattle. And I had hit a couple home runs. I think that was the game I hit a couple home runs. But Jeff Nelson came in, and we had a runner on first or second base. I needed to get a bunt down. Let me tell you, the top 5 pitchers you don't want to face when you're trying to bunt is Jeff freaking Nelson. Throwing sidearm up in 96.
Up in an injury.
But you know what I told myself is it wasn't a matter of if I need to bunt. It was, I have to get this run over. I am the 8-hole or 9-hole hitter. Like if you're Chase Mydroth, there's a man on second base and you're not trying to push the ball or smother the ball and just hit something to second base or to the right side of second base. It was unheard of. Like Jim Thome could come up with a man on second, and with 2 strikes, you better believe with 2 strikes, he would still try to snap hook something to the right side, at least to get the guy over and say, hey, I had my 2 whacks at it, but now I'm going to get the job done. AJ Pierzynski was the best at that. He's like, man on second base, the first pitch he got, it didn't matter if it was hittable, he would give himself up. He would say, I'm either going to hit a double down the right field line or I'm going to hook something to the right side. And he was unbelievable at it. He wasn't going to bunt. He had too much pops, but like he was incredible at saying, I give myself up this at bat.
I think about a lot of the guys from that era. You'd see Paulie at 0-2, all of a sudden he's choking up a foot on the bat to punch it to the right side. I don't see that anymore. And that's not just a White Sox problem. I don't see that as much in baseball where guys are like, okay, the count says it is 1-2, 0-2. I'm going to battle here. I'm going to battle my ass off. Odds are against me. I got a guy on first or a guy on second, and we have less than 2 outs. I need to move them over.
It's the equivalent, Hoodie. It's the equivalent of what they're doing in the NBA. It's like, you know what? We're going to launch fucking 53s, dude. If we hit 20 of them, we're in good shape. And now they're like, you know what? We're not going to get the guy over. We're going to come out of our shoes for 8 swings. And if we hit a homer, we hit a homer. And I hate that because when you're with small ball team, which Ozzie Guillen right now he would eat this team. He would love it because he would be like, Carroll, you're bunting a man on second, nobody out. Mydroth, you're bunting. Colson Montgomery, you're hitting 180 right now. You're pulling a bunt to the right side to get the guy over, or you better hook something to the right side. I'll give you 2 swings. But it's just that generational shift. It's really frustrating.
Well, thank God that the Charlotte Hornets had Kobe White in the playing game because Con Knippel and LaMelo Ball were 2 for 22 from 3.
Yeah, that game was unreal.
That was actually an unreal game. I said there was like nobody coming. That's not fair. Sam Antonacci will be here soon. Like, here's what don't put Sam Antonacci is an infielder converted to outfielder because they need him, and that's the way to get him up here. Sam Antonacci.
Hey, his back of his baseball card, Hoodie, he does probably have one, and his back's the card. It says it says will play anywhere. Yeah, like defense will play anywhere.
That's kind of reminds me of Chase Mydroth. Like, give me those type of guys. I mean, he has a 979 OPS in Charlotte, but he's a better player than anybody in your outfield. Like that's better. I want the best possible players. That's why I'm intrigued. Back to our original thought about Noah Schultz. I'm intrigued again that when and if you're ready, you're coming up. Yeah. And the White Sox starting pitching staffs is saying, hold my beer to Hagen Smith right now and Tanner McDougal, because they're like, hey, Noah, come on down. But we're pitching our asses off. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Like let the veterans like Fetty and Anthony Kay, who pitched well in Kansas City, and Davis Martin, who's pitching like an ace of the staff, say, that's fine. I'm glad these guys are part of the future. We're part of this right now. But Antonacci, and you have William Bergoya, who a lot of people thought should have broke Bergoya, 457 with an 1100 OPS.
Let's go.
Like, I don't expect this as we, finish things off here. I don't expect this, Hoodie. I don't expect the bleeding to be that. Like, this isn't going to Memorial Day. I just don't see another 6 weeks of talking about a team that's hitting 191 as a club.
Okay, but you know how baseball works because BA knows how it works. It's the roller coaster. It's up and down, right? Yes. So now all of a sudden the hitting with the temperatures start to warm. Now we're starting to get some base hits. Now we're getting some wins, and then the pitching sucks. That's just the way, because you don't have enough talent to sustain. This is what happens. Well, that's what happens. So I expect offense to happen, and also I like the injection of new talent, because the young guys don't know what they don't know. We're under 500. Oh, you guys are struggling. Well, fuck that. I don't care what you guys are doing. Like, I got to do me. Like, he's still a team guy because he's a rookie, but at the same time, he looks around. I don't know why you guys look so sour. I'm going to get my 4 bats. I made the show. And so I think, and that's what I loved about Mydroth when he came up here, right?
Me too.
He goes, I don't know about these empty seats and what Sox fans are saying, but I'm digging in, right? Because I'm staying. I'm not riding the buses anymore. So I like the idea of young guys coming in, just like we saw last night, just like the offensive guys will be coming in, because maybe they can give you a little life. Nothing wrong with that.
And this is a minor thing, and people don't want to hear, well, it's a good clubhouse. We talked about that when they were 41 and 121. Like, oh, it's a good clubhouse. But I did love seeing 15. I did love seeing 15 guys at the Blackhawks game on the off day.
No, that's huge. But guess what?
And they were drinking beers and like having. I'm like that. The guys who were there matter to me. I'm looking around going, there's Mydroth, there's Vargas, there's Montgomery, there's like Schultz. I mean, I'm sitting there going, those are the guys I want there. Like, I want that group of guys there. Lenine Sosa, by the way.
But you know what, though, man? I tell you this, that there was a time too, and again, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good for team, camaraderie and all that shit. But it's like, back in the day when you used to fucking crack beers and do that shit, you better be at least playing fucking 500. You're 6 and fucking whatever they are. Like, that's unheard of. I get what you're saying, though. You're right, though. I would rather them do that than hide.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 20 years ago, nobody was tanking on purpose in order to do rebuilds. Like, that would have been insane to do in 2005. But like to Hoodie's point, like, we just talked for 30 minutes about something that we did see kind of coming.
Yeah.
Like the outfield.
Who they thought they were.
The outfield, shockingly, is not a good offensive outfield. Like, that's when Everson Pereira hits a home run Tuesday, I'm like, head outfield home run.
Yeah.
I'm charting like a little check. There's like 2 check marks on the whiteboard. I'm looking at the yellow pad going, oh, no, it's just
listen,
2.
before you put a bow on it, I did want to tell you this, though, too. It's like, Hoodie, think about just the years I played, 05 to 09, right? Like, we were – even 07, we weren't good. 09, I got traded. But we were always in the mix up at least until August, right? Like, we're always like, hey, they might, maybe, right? Maybe. If there's ever a time offensively to thrive, it's now. Like, guys, you will never play on another White Sox team from 2 years ago till now where there's less pressure on you. So, like,
and more opportunity.
I'm like, guys, every year when I got out, I went to center field. I would say 80% of my bats, at least at home, that I made an out. Even if I lined out, I would get smoked in center. Like, the fans would let me have it, like, they're just hard on you. But that's changed. It's like, I mean, the pressure was on us at all times, right? And like, you can hear everything out there. So it irks me a little bit that these guys are like, well, we're just trying. Wait till you guys are good. You guys, you will get crushed by the media. You go 0 for a series, they're gonna be like, hey, you're 0 for your last 19 with 12 strikeouts, and then the next day, like, you're 0 for 23 with 15 strikeouts. They're gonna do it until you stop.
The Cubs are a game under 500, and people they want everyone gone. So
you have to be established like Kyle Tucker to go 0 for forever and just hide in the lineup and nobody cares in LA.
Yeah,
because he is scuffling with the Dodgers. Not a surprise.
Horribly.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
He'll hit 2 homers in the playoffs.
I do have one last salvo, if I may.
You may.
So you see what's happening here, BA and Guff, with young guys getting paid. Kevin McGonigal from the Tigers he's 21, 8 years, 150. You see Connor Griffin from the Pirates. He's 19. Is he married too? I heard that he's married.
I don't know. Think he is. I remember watching his mom. We were recruiting that. His mom was like on Twitter, like posting every day. You're like, what the heck? Like, give it a rest, man.
I mean, he's locked in 9 years, 140. Roman Anthony got an extension with the Red Sox. So Colt Emerson with the Mariners as well in his early 20s, $95 million deal. If the White Sox came correct, which young player would be paid early that you'd put that kind of contract on, an 8-9 year deal, sweetheart, 150, 175? Who deserves that?
Braden Montgomery. Only because his tools, I'm going to tell you right now, his tools are way better than Connor Griffin. The thing that scares me, watch this. I'm telling you, Braden Montgomery has the best outfield arm I've seen from a young kid. I mean, the only thing that would probably cause him to hurt him a little bit is he did pitch in college, so it might have did some damage.
I feel like a lot of those guys did.
But I'll tell you the thing, not to get sidetracked, that Connor Griffin kid, do I think he's going to be a good player? Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's a freak, right?
He's 19.
I hate his swing because you want to know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of mine in 2006. Like, it's very dive out over the plate. It's cast out and around, and he's just very guess hitter. He's already starting his swing before the pitch is coming. It scares me a little bit, and I wonder if they might have pulled the trigger a little too soon with that kid.
Speaking of pulled the trigger too soon, he is married. So.
Yeah, I know. 19, right? Hey, wait a minute.
20 years too soon. Dude,
I'm going to give Dendy, his wife,
shout out.
Again, a tip of the cap to you, Denny.
Yeah, lock that. Hey, talk about. I thought Nancy Pelosi was good at trading stocks. She was like, wow. I'm gonna marry this guy in 1 year. In 1 year, he's gonna be worth $180 million. Check.
All right,
my God, it must be golden in their heels, I guess, at age 19. My God,
I have my answer. You ready for it?
Yes,
Chalowski.
Oh, yeah, good one.
There it is.
I mean, it's Rock Chalowski.
They got to draft him first.
Dude, there's nobody, as much as I like some of these guys that we're talking about in the current core, that's the guy.
Getz will get fired if they don't draft him.
He's going to instantly be a top 20. He'll be in MLB Pipeline's top 20.
He might be able to John Olerud.
None of the guys that we're talking about, while a lot of them are top 100 guys, even though Schultz 46, Braden Montgomery's in the 30s, no one's like top 5. No one's top 10. Like Connor Griffin was number 1. Like Roman Anthony was number 1. I mean, the White Sox tried that with their number 1s with Yoan Moncada and Robert, and they failed because they didn't support them. Chalowski's the guy for me. Like, just wait. Draft the kid, sign the kid.
What's the betting line? What's the betting line on like a FanDuel or DraftKings? Like Rock Chalowski gets drafted, pulls a John Olerud plus 6,000. He goes straight to the show. Like, seriously, that's the type of kid. He might be that kid where like, you know what? Screw it. We're in last place. Bring that kid up.
I think he's here. Let's assume there's a season in 27. I think he's here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would be willing to put $100 on it. That he could be up this season. They're like, dude, you're up.
It's not a bad idea.
He's part of a UCLA team that's won 23, 24 in a row. I think
they just lost on Tuesday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Their coach is incredible, too.
Because he went 0-for-2 with 2 Ks and 2 hit by pitches.
They're running.
Wow. I'm like your buddy with the streaming service, dude. I'm locked in.
Okay. So I find it interesting that none of these guys that's on the current roster, you'd give them like a 8 or 9 year deal and under 200 million. Wow. How about that?
Would you? You
got that kind of jack, dude?
I'm a my draft guy, but I don't know if I'd give him the kind of money that these young guys are getting.
Listen,
I am too. I think you can get him for like 5 or 35 though.
What is going on here? Are you shit? Like Chase Mydroth, Chase, you must hit 270 with 8 homers and 40 ribbies.
With your must do 270. Nobody hits 270.
Okay, but listen, Chase, you must be a top 5 second baseman in the major leagues before we give you anything over the league min right now. Get out of here. He's hit 3 homers.
Dude, name the top
Schultz. If Schultz pitched well this year, would that be a consideration to lock him in? Or no?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think, yes. I think he would be in consideration for sure. Because if you're trying to think, if you're hoping that he's like, this is unfair, by the way. I hate comps, but because Sale and Crochet went through here as lefties, that we're just going to go ahead and say Hall of Famer and arguably top 5 pitcher in baseball right now. Like, we're just going to go ahead and like, if he's one of those guys, yeah, sign him up.
Yeah.
But even if he's a really good number 2 for a long time, pretty sure like something I already want to talk about for 27 is next year. Give me a veteran that's like a 3 for 60 type rather than 1 year 10, 1 year 5s. And that's no shot at Fetty or anybody, but I need consistency in innings from somebody in that rotation that I know.
Hoodie, what do we, first of all, what are all 3 of us even talking about? Shame on all 3 of us. Like, hey, we're all like, you think they'd lock him up for like a 5 for 90? Like, it's like the White Sox have never given anybody over 75. Here we are like, hey, this player that's is going to get triple that. Like, it's nuts.
Chris gets it right here. I said, are you going to sign a $100 million player? And he's like, I think so. Doesn't count.
Save it.
He said yes.
The context was if the Sox came correct, and that means post Reinsdorf.
Yeah.
Right.
You're talking about Ispia contract, huh?
There you have it.
I mean, you didn't have to say it, but I mean, sure. Like, I think, yes, we currently, the answer to your question is currently none.
Because Schultz would have to prove it. That'd be the closest thing. Schultz would have to prove it, though.
Yeah.
Schultz, of the guys currently here, I mean, I think a lot of people would say Colson, but I still have, I'm not shelling that out yet.
Buck 80s are tough to lock up.
Schultz is probably the guy I would lean to right now from the current group, but I am more intrigued. I mean, 100% Chalowski's my answer. Braden Montgomery is probably a close is in the conversation, but Hagen Smith, I think he's a college guy. Like, we don't know what he's going to do when he gets up there, but I think Hagen and Noah Schultz are definitely 2 guys I would lean towards that. So good question. Nice little, I like it.
That's nice.
I like the change up, a little 3-2 change. I was sitting fastball, knees are locked up, and I'm heading back to the dugout. No ABS challenge for me.
Tip of the cap.
See that BA first base line all-star. Just a slight tip right there. Boom, right there. Yeah. Done. Boom. White Sox all-star Shane Smith. There you go.
Ooh. This year they're like, we've done something we've never done before. We will give you 0 players from the White Sox when we go.
White Sox all-star Davis Martin.
Murakami 210 with 6.
Hey, he's got 5. Come on,
yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing what's next. I look forward to Noah Schultz's second start and seeing him kind of get locked in and settled in, so we can start to see that sweeper, slider, whatever you want to call it these days, because there was no sweepers 20 years ago when you played, but now everyone's got a sweeper.
It's just a slider.
For Jonathan Hood, for Brian Anderson, I'm Ryan McGuffey. If you don't already subscribe to the recap, what are you doing? Join the 250,000 people that have done it. Click that notification bell every time we drop a new episode of the podcast. Boom, you find out. If you listen to us on audio only, we appreciate you. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll be here for you each and every week of the White Sox season. For Hoodie, for BA, I'm Guff. We'll see you next time on the White Sox Recap Podcast.
I want to throw a Fosh.